Hello and welcome to this special radio town hall meeting on constituency project tracking in Karu, Kefi Kokona Federal Constituency, Nasarawa State by the Progressive Impact Organization for Community Development, PRIMOG. I am Chidozie Obonaya. I'm the Media and Communications Officer at PRIMOG. PRIMOG is a civil society organization working to promote good governance, participation, and accountability in Nigeria. This town hall meeting on citizens-led constituency project tracking has the support of the MacArthur Foundation. You can watch us live on Facebook at Official PRIMOG. The spelling of PRIMOG is PRIMORG. And today's program will examine how beneficial constituency projects have been to citizens over the years and the need to foster accountability and sustainability of the project. In the last 48 hours, PRIMOG's team has been tracking constituency projects in Karu and Kefi areas of the state. And I can tell you that our team saw uncompleted community town hall project in Outer Balefi, a completed erosion control project in Uke Town, all in Karu. Here in Kefi, we tracked a completed borehole in Ongwameyaki, which is in Jigwada community. We also tracked a road and electrification project ongoing in Yarakade, Kefi Road. This is just to mention a few of the projects we visited. The tour of these project sites provided us the opportunity to interact with the people who are direct beneficiaries. We commend well-meaning citizens of Nasarawa State and Budget for assisting us in moving around the constituency. Today's program aims to ensure that people of Karu, Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency are reaping the full benefit of huge amount of money allocated for constituency project yearly, and also to remind citizens that they have a big role to play, right from the conceptualization of constituency project to completion, as well as sustainability of the project. Very important. Honorable John Ove, who nominated some of the projects we tracked, is joining us today. He will be represented here on this program. We also have a representative from the ICPC joining us, also a leader of Jigwada community, and Budget, a civil society organization renowned for tracking constituency projects across the country. For you listening to us, please remember that you are an important part of this meeting. You will have the opportunity to contribute through phone shortly. So you can also watch us live on Facebook at Official PRIMOG. The spelling of PRIMOG is PRIMORG. We'll give out the phone numbers for you to reach us in the course of the deliberation. And we'll get straight to the questions that bothers me. And I believe it will also bother you as a citizen. How much do you know about constituency project in your community? Are you docile? Are you just watching? You're not interested? Are projects in your constituency what you asked for? Do you get to have a say in the type of project brought to your community? And what worries you most about constituency projects around you? And finally, do you know that you have a responsibility to protect and sustain projects located in your community? You can begin to send your views now to 09022656167. And that is 09022656167. You are listening to a town hall meeting on constituency project tracking in Karu, Kefi Kokona Federal Constituency, Nasarawa State. And if you just tuned in, you are right on time as we are about to begin the deliberations. I warmly welcome my guests today to the program. We are glad to have you join us. Honorable Michael Gambo Anzaku JP, Special Assistant to Honorable John Ove, who is a member, Nasarawa State House of Assembly, representing Kefi constituency, Kefi East constituency. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. We appreciate also the presence of Shehu Yahaya, FSI, Acting Director, Operations at ICPC. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, sir.
All right. We also thank Honorable Nasiru Yahaya. He's from the community in Kefi here. Thank you for joining us. And Princess Sarah Musa, representative of Budget in Nasarawa State.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, let's get straight to the business of the day. Let's get talking, shall we? Let me start from you, Honorable Michael Gambo and Zaku. You represent Honorable John Ove, who is a member of Nasarawa State House of Assembly representing Kefi East constituency. Help us understand what you consider most when initiating or conceptualizing the projects in your constituency.
Good morning once again. I remain Honorable Michael Gambo Anzaku JP, the Special Advisor to Honorable John Ove, member representing Kefi East, the State Assembly, Chairman, House Committee on Water Resources. The question that is before me, according to our campaign promises, during our campaign, we went to places, villages, and communities, which we saw the challenges of our communities and areas in the constituency. Immediately after we won the election, the next thing we kickstart is how do we go back to the communities, give them what they really needed in the communities. So, we will go to a community which we discover that their problem is electricity. We go down to them, we discover that you are lacking of this. Is that really what you want? If you have something that you needed better than that, then we'll go by that. They will sit down, they will set a committee, and they will bring up what exactly they want. Like the community you mentioned, we went to places like Salamu, is a community under Sabongari Ward. The community Jugwada that was just mentioned is a community, Angwameaki is a community in the Jugwada Ward. When we went to that community, we discovered that the water they drink is the same water that cattle come to drink. Pigs, you meet pigs there. So we felt the first thing that we should need to do for that community is to drill a borehole for such a community. And that's exactly what we sat down with them and said, it's okay. So that's exactly what we...
Good that you are doing that and that you are carrying them along, which is what we are all looking forward to. But tell us what your message to them is all about when it comes to sustaining the projects you've cited, like the water you are talking about.
Okay, to sustain it.
How do you encourage them to sustain
we in any community that we drill a borehole, we make sure we set a committee. They should give us a committee that they will be maintaining. We give them generator, which we supply if there is no light, how often they service the generator, and the borehole, how do they, control people because it's just one and it's a large community. So a committee is being set up to watch over that, and whenever they need anything, they get back to us.
All right, I will come back to you, but let me get the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, the ICPC, involved in this conversation, because you've been tracking a lot of projects over the years. But, give us a background of how ICPC has been tracking in zonal intervention projects over the years. What are the main objectives of this tracking exercise you've done? And can we say that you're making progress with it? What are the success rates?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that very important question. Over the years, the ICPC has been receiving complaints from the public about the quality of these projects and the fact that some of them were being abandoned. And in line with mandates to eliminate and prevent corrupt practices in the polity, the ICPC decided in 2015 to initiate this constituency tracking project. And in 2020, this was expanded to include even executive projects. And the primary aim is for the government to get value for its money, for there to be improved service delivery to the people, and for these projects to be executed according to specifications. Now, some of the areas we focus on are areas that have direct impact in the lives of the people. Education, empowerment, health, water resources, agriculture, roads, and power. And in carrying out this project, we have a broad spectrum of collaboration with other stakeholders. The Ministry of Planning, budgets, non-governmental organizations, CSOs, NGOs, budget is part of it, and all that. So that has been our major focus. Now, each year there's a deliberate effort to pick specific projects, and we have specific teams we focus on. This the selection of the project is done in collaboration with all the people I listed, and even including journalists, investigating journalists, and all that. Then we collect the documents related to this project, we analyze them, then we go to the field to track. And we track with professionals that are not even officers of the ICPC. When all this is information about this project have been collected, after the tracking, we now sit in our office to do the investigation. Thereafter, the projects that are not executed at all, we make the contractors move back to the field and execute them. Those that are not executed according to specification, we make them correct whatever anomalies there are in the projects. And sometimes we even found that some of the projects are over, what do you call it? The cost is inflated.
Overpriced.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we make recoveries in that regard and return the money back to the public purse so that they can be deployed to more productive ventures. That's about it.
So looking back, rolling back the times,
yes,
to say where you started in tracking and to date, I know we still have we're still grappling with issues of some abandoned projects and all that. What significant progress have we made with tracking?
Well, like I was trying to explain that what we've been seeing in the field, we've been seeing underperformance of contract, we've been seeing overpayment for contract sums, over invoicing. Sometimes some of these projects are even vaguely described, so the tracking becomes very difficult and all that. And earlier I mentioned the issue of sustainability and management, where some of these projects are cited, where the community cannot even make proper use of them. Sometimes they're even cited in private premises. So, but at the moment we are at the 6th phase of the tracking exercise. These incidents are beginning to reduce because of our involvement in the process. So we're now seeing less infractions that we saw from the beginning when we started the project. And the people are increasingly becoming aware that some of these projects are not like gifts or personal projects of sponsors, but actually being funded from the public purse. So people are taking more interest in the choice of these projects, where they are to be located, the monitoring of this project, the management, post completion management and all that. So I will say those are some of the achievements we have recorded over the years in tracking these projects.
I'm glad that you're making impact. Yeah, there's something is changing. There's a shift from what it used to be. But let me understand what happens when ICPC, because you talked about infraction.
Yes.
So what happens when ICPC uncovers infraction and a project is poorly executed or abandoned? In cases that you don't have to recover that, are there cases that you make someone's scapegoat?
Of course, each case determines the approach of the ICPC. Sometimes the project is performed, it's executed, but does not meet the exact specification. There are minor corrections to be done in the project. We make them correct it. Or if it is overpriced, we recover the excess. Where there's a total failure, or for one reason or the other, the contractor did not execute the project, we make them go back to cite. But where the infraction is so serious, we make a scapegoat. Where, for instance, a consultant has gone ahead to certify that this project has been properly executed, and we now found that this information is false. Because before you pay money, public money to any person, there is a process. Now, if we find falsification in this process, in that case, we take such persons to court, we prosecute them in court. That is what we do. But if it's in the instances I mentioned earlier, where correction can be done, so where, for instance, the project is completed, but excess money was paid, we recover the money. But there are instances where we charge people to court.
So there's a lot of soft landing. You make there's a lot of carrot before the stick comes out. In
yes,
this case,
I think the major aim of the entire exercise is service to the people, service delivery to the people, for the government to get value for its money. It's not a witch hunting exercise. It's not like we are going out there to find anybody with a fault and haul him into court. No, that is not the first approach. That is the last resort. Last resort. If what has happened cannot be remedied by those steps I mentioned, then the culprits must be prosecuted, and they are being prosecuted.
So you've been prosecuting offenders?
Yes.
All right, I will stay with me. I will come back later and we'll continue this conversation as I bring in Honorable Nasiru Yaya, a member of a community here in Kefi. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
And let's also find out how your community is faring with constituency projects, and sustaining them. How are you people managing the projects that has been cited in your community? What are the challenges out there?
Good morning once again. I want to welcome you people and to thank you for seeing reason to embark on a project of this nature. And honestly, this constituency project is helping the community in terms of witnessing part of the dividends of democracy. Particularly, we've been witnessing the construction of classrooms by some of these representatives, and of more impressive is what we are now seeing under this present dispensation from this member, Honorable Ove of Kefi East. Because I can recall there were boreholes, one in this Jugada and Meyeki, another one in Limabaji ward there in Kofar Hausa. Then this electrification exercise or process of this rural community, Erkade community of Sabongari ward. So to mention but few, I became very convinced that yes, our people are now enjoying the dividends of democracy through this constituency effort. And if I can recall, or if you can go to the field now, these places I made mention, you can see people tapping water from these drilled boreholes. So on the aspect of school, I am aware, or I know of the almost 8 block classrooms built through the initiative by this member, Honorable Jonathan Gaza, in the government secondary school, Kefi South. That classroom is almost the structure that the school have at the moment.
So if I get you right, the constituency project, the initiative is serving a lot of great purpose for your community.
Yes.
You are reaping the benefit of it.
Yes.
But how often? Because I know that it doesn't also mean that the problem of constituency project or the challenges, they've not disappeared completely. So what are the challenges you are having? And do you even relate with this? How often do you relate with your lawmakers? Because when you don't relate with them, how do you pass on the message, your needs?
You know, these lawmakers are from the community. And before getting there, they have like campaign structure. It is through this structure that people usually lay their complaints.
So like their advisors, like
yes,
you have
advisors,
market. So you
yes, we
report.
usually report to them, because as I'm talking to you now, I know of a community in Kefi, in Angwari ward, where they don't have light for almost 8 months. They have faults in their transformer. And I know the Honorable Ove and even the Senator Odi Wadada are now trying to bring it there. This is what I'm trying to put across, because I'm part of it. I know what is happening.
Okay, I will come back to you for you to give us what has been what else you need, because you know that as far as human beings are concerned, there must be need to meet,
yes.
And that is why we even have our lawmakers there, our representatives. They are there to serve a purpose, and that purpose is to meet our needs. Let me bring in Princess Sarah Musa. She works for the budget. She's representing them in Nasarawa State. Welcome to the program again.
Thank you, sir.
Your organization is renowned in tracking constituency projects.
Yes, sir.
Like Shehu mentioned, they even collaborate with you people while doing the tracking. But from your own point of view, what can you say has been the most common threat to constituency projects over time?
Once again, I remain Princess Sarah Musa, work with budget, be precise, tracking department. At the course of my work in Nasarawa State, being the state officer representing budget, we have faced a lot of challenges, threats, when it comes to tracking of projects. One of it, one of it is empowerment. Empowerment programs that the representatives nominate in the budget. For example, they nominate empowerment of youth and women, or training of youth and women.
So it's difficult to track?
It's not difficult. I want to bring out the point.
Okay, go ahead.
That empowerment could be supply of providing them with motorcycles, some of them grinding machines, sewing machines. The threat here is that most of the citizens or communities whereby I hold town hall meeting with them or having interactions with them, the target people that will benefit from that empowerment program are very slim. Slim in which sense or in what sense? We discovered that most of them are party loyalists that end up benefiting from it. That's where we centered by sensitizing them and giving words to representatives to have a cordial relationship with the citizen to know what they want. Just as the representative of the ICPC mentioned earlier, that you need to know what the citizen wants first. You're giving them empowerment, giving them motorcycles. This motorcycle should be given to people that are really in it, to empower them, something that would they will gain from it. But like last year, we interviewed so many of them in this aspect. Truly, most of them, what they said was not encouraging. So in this point,
so they're politicizing the empowerment.
That is it. That's
projects.
One. And then another threat when it comes to just in line with it again in needs assessment. This needs assessment, just as the ICPC said earlier, most of them don't really relate with the community members to know what they want. In other areas, it works. In other areas, it does not work. But I can boldly say 75% to 80% of the citizens where I hold meetings with them, I interact with them, they are complaining. For instance, yes, they are complaining and what they want is not what the representatives are giving to them. I can use a community here in Kefi, in Karu, Madobi, where I went. They don't have a single borehole. If you see where they're getting source of water, drinking water, it's a pity. If you see a room that they're using as a primary health care, it's a pity. If you see the road leading there, it's a pity. And recently, an area again in Angonsira, the same thing.
Do you know if they even reach out to their
I've asked them, some of the committee members will tell you that they've written to the local government chairman, and some of them will tell you they don't really know who will back them or help them. But like during election, the campaign, they go to those communities to seek for their votes. But at the end of the day, they don't normally get it. So, they need to create a cordial relationship to know what they want. Or in a community whereby they have 3 boreholes. And then in the budget, you see they're still giving them another borehole. Why they don't have electricity? They don't have primary health care. They have horrible roads. They don't have good classroom. They don't have furniture.
So it goes back to needs assessment, because if you know that I already have a borehole, there's no need coming back to it.
That is it.
To give me another borehole.
That's true,
you
sir.
need to look for what I don't have.
That's true, sir.
For us to move forward.
That's true, sir.
Thank you, Sarah. I will quickly want to open the phone line, but I would like Shehu Yahya from ICPC to maybe react to some of these issues raised by Princess Sarah Musa on the fact that projects that we call empowerment project is a problem, and politicization of this empowerment project. Also, massive needs assessment. There seems to be no help in the sense of empowerment project, because you cannot really also tell them who to give and who not to give.
That's true.
So, sir, what is ICPC doing in this regard before we quickly open our phone?
Thank you very much. I must acknowledge some of the concerns he has raised are very valid. And we realized that so much early on when we started this project. And there was a massive campaign by the ICPC. We had town hall meetings across the country with stakeholders, community leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, youths, and all that, to sensitize them on the concept of constituency project itself, that the fact that they need to be involved from the very beginning in the choice of these projects and the location where these projects should be sited. So we try to get them involved, because before now, most did not even know what the project was all about. They didn't know that they have a say. They can influence the type of project they want and where those projects should be sited. Now, coming to the issue of empowerment project, that has also been a problem for us, because it's actually very difficult sometimes to track the nature of some of these empowerment projects. I'll give you an example. Some they call it trainings. That some people have been trained on how to do this or how to do that, or one skill or the other. Now, when you go to the field to track, it's very difficult tracking the persons who were so trained and all that. So we've been giving advice that some of these projects that can really be tracked. And sometimes some of these empowerment projects relate to, like she said, motorbike or some other machineries or items that are given to people who have been trained and all that. Now, some of the things we identified also was that sometimes some politicians will delay the distribution of these items until maybe on the eve of elections and all that. They now start distributing.
It becomes vote buying.
Yes.
You can say that. You can call it that, to get some sympathy and all that. So in the instances where we have found this, sometimes we've had to go into private residences, warehouse, to force ourselves in there, break it, and force the distribution of those items to people who really deserve them. And it has reached a stage now where sometimes some of these politicians themselves will even invite us to come and witness the distribution of these items, just to allay the fears of some people who think these items will be given to political allies and all that. And we have never turned down any such requests from any politician who invite us to come and witness it. So many of them are doing that.
But apparently, that empowerment project, tracking it, it seems to be a hard nut for ICPC to crack at the moment. What are you doing you have to decipher how to track this project and, get the better of it. But let's come back to this conversation as I open up the phone line.
All right.
Then we'll come back to this conversation. It's time for you to join the conversation. You can join us now via the phone to make your contribution. And we want to find out how much you know about your constituency projects in your community. How are you benefiting from constituency projects around you? Are projects in your constituency what you asked for? Do you engage your representative every now and then? How are you protecting and sustaining projects in your constituency? It is your responsibility. I must reiterate that. And as a country, how can we get the most value for the billions of money of Naira that we spend on constituency projects yearly? Still in the studio, I have Honorable Michael Dambo Anzaku, JP. He's the special advisor to Honorable John Ove. Honorable John Ove is a member of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly representing Kefi East constituency. Also with us from the ICPC, that is the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, is Shehu Yahya. He's the Acting Director Operations. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Not forgetting Honorable Nasiru Yahya, who hails from Kefi community here, and a member of the Budget family, Princess Sarah Musa. Thank you all for being here. So let's go on with the conversation as we wait for people to call into the program. Let me get back to you, Honorable Michael Anzaku, because we have gotten to the point that really you need to get back to the citizens, to your constituents, and assure them that something is being done. And in one of our tracking, as we track projects in around this place in Kefi here, we found out a project, electrification and road project at Yarakade. It seems to be running at a slow pace, and we wonder when it will finish. I don't know how much time it will take for it to finish. The honorable member may not be here, but we want you to take the message to him that there's a project out there that people need to benefit from. The pace is not good. And if you just go down the road, you'll find out there's another one that project was shabbily done. At a point, they stopped doing the drainages, and it's now spoiling, destroying the other part of the road on the same way. I think that is Kefi Prison Road. So we want you to take these messages to him, and I don't know what you have to say about the message.
Well,
but we want you to take this message to him that there's a need in that regard.
Thank you for reminding the honorable member on the ongoing projects for Yarkadi community, the electrification and the road project. Truly, that project is seriously in our heart. Just like one of our colleagues just mentioned it, that one of the speakers here mentioned that we are the people on ground. Presently, the honorable member is out of the state, but I, his special advisor, am on ground. And I'm around to receive complaint or request from the constituency. Issue being raised, we are truly none of it, and we are doing our best to see that we are able to complete that project before the rainy season. Because, sometimes when you said you want to help, if you don't do it to the end, you end up causing more havoc to the community. Like the way the road is now, if we are not able to complete it before the rainy season, I know the community will find it very rough during the rainy season. So we're doing our best. Issue of resources. We will see how the honorable member will try and complete the project. And for the Jugwada Prisons Service Road, that is the road that links to Angonizo and Jugwada, we're also fully aware of that. We are working towards that. And as it is being raised, I'll make sure I relate it to the honorable member and we'll see what we can do immediately. Thank you.
Please do. Thank you so much for that reassurance. It's refreshing. But let me get to Honorable Nasiru. Yeah. Member of a community here in Kefi. Thank you so much. So, how are you galvanizing your community members to protect projects in your constituency? Do you have such conversation to inform them that projects in your constituency need to be protected?
Yes, of course, because it is one of our responsibilities as individuals in the community. Where government sets up a particular project, it is our own responsibility, the immediate community, to protect it. Where people cannot, or where we see any suspicious activities, we are expecting the members of our community to report to the appropriate authority in order to protect those projects. Like those boreholes, schools, and the rest. The immediate community around that environment are serving with the responsibility, like Honorable Mike just earlier mentioned, of a certain committee before handling over the project. That is how it's done. And if that cannot work, that is why I said if committee cannot handle it well, then the next is to report to the appropriate authority, where enforcement agents will key into it and do the needful.
Okay. Yes. Beautiful. Please continue in that strength. We cannot let this project, if you look at the budget, you understand that there's so much money that goes into this project. So when they come, we must make sure that we make the best use of it. Let me bring in Princess Sarah Musa to continue this conversation. How best can government tackle the challenges of poorly executed projects, abandoned projects? Because as you said, there are issues from what you said.
Yes, sir. So
from your experience, having been out there on the field, how best can government do this, and how can citizens also join?
And I feel the best way that government can tackle this is the contractors. Contractors that these projects are being given to them. Most of them, at the cost of my work in the field, they are using poor materials, substandard materials in constructing these projects. Because let me take example with some of the roads I've been through, or some of the construction of primary school. Like just yesterday, I received some pictures in a different local government, which I will not mention, of a school. I know how much was nominated for this project, and I know how much that was paid, disbursed to the contractor for it. But as I'm talking, when I saw it yesterday, when we see the ceiling, even though some of the community members are trying to defend it by saying that it has spent a few years, that's why everything has dropped, this, and that. But if they use standard materials in construction of any project given to them, they will enjoy it for a longer time.
Yeah.
And even if the community members, just as my fellow colleague talk, they have committee, because during sensitization meeting, we always tell the community members or the heads that they should always have, let's say the construction of borehole, they should have a committee that will mainly for the maintenance of those projects or that particular borehole for them for longevity. Because if it is misused, within 1 month, 1 week, it will go bad. Just like in 2020, I was privileged to partake in tracking project with the ICPC. We came across a lot of projects like that, whereby we recommended the contractors to go back to the site or money being refunded for another contractor to take over. So you see, government need to look into this, and then the representatives need to look into it too, and the ministries, because you cannot stand by only one contractor, someone you feel is my own. If this one is not doing good, take it to another person, try another company, try another contractor to do it for you.
Do you think what interference do you think that is causing this, like the right person not getting the project? Do you think it's a political issue or interest?
Both. To me, it's both, because I can't really say, but based on what some of the community members shared with us, they will say that this particular contractor has been the one carrying out projects for this representative.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Let's also start seeking solution. You just started from there. We are about seeking solution as we begin to wind down the program begin to wind down gradually. Let me bring in Shehu Yaya, who is the acting director operations at ICPC. A lot has been said, and we cannot run away from the fact that we need solutions.
Yes, sir.
We cannot run away. So, Mr. Yaya, let's have your take on, because the point you raised earlier was that you don't track all.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you track all, or why can't you track all?
Well, we can't track all simply because we don't have the numbers.
Okay.
These projects are taking place simultaneously across the entire country. They are what billions of naira all. So what we do, we take it by phases. Take it by phases. Like I said from the beginning of this program, there is a committee that sits to pick the project to track
Randomly.
They have a system to it. They have a method to it. If you say random, it means it's as if it's haphazard. No, they select the particular areas they want to track. Project that touch directly into the lives of the people, like I listed out, agriculture, water, power, and all that. Then they now pick the project from the office of the accountant general is involved, to general budget is there, the press, the ICPC, so many other stakeholders. We now pick the projects before this. The files are now forwarded to the ICPC for preliminary work before we start tracking. We may not track a particular project this year, but in the following year, it may be picked on. It may be picked on. So it's systematic. It's systematic. So, and we also, that is why we try to engage the people. We try to sensitize the public. Now, for instance, she made mention of certain specific projects. If the constituents of those particular areas, we specifically bring those to our notice, we will track it. We will track it even if it was not part of the initially selected project to be tracked. You understand? If there's something urgent going on and somebody now makes a complaint directly that this particular project is defective in certain respect or it was not executed and writes to the ICPC, bringing it to our notice, we are statutorily obliged
to track,
to now go in and look at what has happened there. But we cannot track all the projects going on at the same time all over the country. We don't have the numbers.
Yes. And that brings something to my mind, because there's a particular project that I saw, and it may not be a project but it's a very, very bad look when you see that Angwan Sabo. There's a place in
Alobo,
Angwan
Angwan Jaba, New Nyanya, local government area.
That the water erosion is eating up the houses there, and the devastation was massive last year, and they say if they are praying for rain not to fall.
Yes, because last year they gathered 1 million. Community gathered 1 million just to do community work to protect some houses from being affected. But the day they did that work, after a day, it rain fell, heavy downpour, and destroyed everything. So when they were talking, their 1 million gone like that. They're bitter.
So obviously they need intervention.
And this project, sir, with due respect, was nominated in 2023 budget, and money, some money has been paid in December 2023 for the construction, for the erosion control. But as I'm talking, this moment, nothing has been done at the site, but because we were there on Tuesday.
So the truth is that we would like ICPC to also just beam their searchlight on that and see what we can get and improve their lives. Let's get your concluding remark on some of these things as we begin to round up. Your advice to citizens, and please make it pointedly, because many people believe that honorable members, House of Representative members, both at the state and the national level, or even senators, they make it look like they own constituency projects. So some people will tell you that this honorable member brought this.
Yes, sir.
Our constituency projects, who pays for it? Just tell the public. I want them to hear from the horse's mouth.
It is the government that pays for it.
Yes.
It is the government that pays for it. But let us not paint all the honorable members with the same brush. What they do is to nominate the projects that my community needs this. Then the government picks up the bill. It is the government that pays for it. So like you said, one last word to the public. I want them to be vigilant. I want them to be part of the process. I want them to ensure that the projects are being performed according to specification. They should be part of the entire thing from the very beginning. And if anything goes wrong, they should feel free to inform the ICPC. Now, she just mentioned an erosion control project that has failed or has not taken off. I assure you, as soon as I get to the office, I'll bring this to the notice of the officers who are in charge of that, so that we take it up and look at it and know exactly what has happened there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That would be very, very welcoming for us at Primark. And as well, I know Budget will be happy about that. Final word on your tracking base. Any plans to expand your horizon of tracking constituency projects? I know that you are limited by manpower. Any plan to improve on that?
Of course. We are taking it by phases, and progressively the number of projects we are tracking is increasing by the year. You know, okay. So hopefully we will do more volumes. That is our result.
Okay, we want to see those volumes. Let's get to Honorable Michael Gambo and Zaki, who is representing the honorable member, the lawmaker representing, that is Honorable John Ove, member, Nasarawa State House of Assembly, representing Kefi East constituency. Honorable Michael Gambo and Zaki, please, let's have your final words on today's program. What will be your assurances on behalf of the lawmaker to your constituents?
Well, I want to appreciate God and this program that we happen to be featured. We want to assure our teaming supporters, the good people of Kefi East, that we are on ground and we are ready to give them more. All that we needed from them is any of our establishment, any of our project, we'll be very happy if we discover that they are maintaining it. It will encourage us to do more. And I want to assure them that the honorable member, Honorable John Ove, always feel happy when he solve a project in a community. When community are happy, he is also very happy. So we are ready to give more to our teaming supporters, the good people of Kefi East and Kefi local government at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's get to Honorable Nasiru, a member of the Kefi community here. Thank you so much. And can we get your final words as we begin to wrap up?
Okay. At the end of the interaction, I want to correct just a small impression
Okay.
This impression is that constituency project is not a member personal project.
Okay.
Like the ICPC assistant director just mentioned. They nominate. And they nominate it based on the interest of the people as they recorded during electioneering or during campaign. So the impression here is that my sister here made mention that some of the projects are being executed with political interest or being politicized. Yes, we cannot do away with politicizing distribution of projects. Because what I'm trying to say is this project cannot go around all the communities under single constituency. And we are running on the political party or party system democracy, where each member or representative knows those who were with him right from day one until the day of victory. So if at all there are people to benefit with this project at the beginning, those that move alongside him, because they are equally part of the community.
But
We are not-
that fails.
We are not completely
That
saying,
falls short of inclusion.
yeah, we are not completely saying that other parts of this constituency should not be included. But where the benefit cannot go around, it has to be selective at the beginning. Then the next project, when it comes, then we look at the other.
And
Yeah,
I'm
it's part of
saying,
the
and I'm saying is absolutely. I don't agree with you on this one because I believe whether Party A or Party B voted you, you should work for the general good.
Yes, when it
Yes.
cannot go around.
No.
That is my position. You don't
But
underline my points.
when a member becomes your representative, when a person becomes your representative, he becomes the representative of
All.
both
Of
those
all.
that voted him
Yes, of all.
and those who didn't
Of
vote.
all.
So I think we cannot go on that trajectory.
Okay.
We have to leave that one. But let's have your own final remarks. We are out of time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sarah. We'll start with
Mr. Sarah.
budget. My final word for the citizen is that please get involved wherever you are. Get involved. Report projects that are abandoned in your communities, ongoing projects, not started projects. Go into tracker.ng and report those projects. We have Tracker mobile app. We hold sensitization meeting. Call us to create more awareness and tell you how you go about those projects in your community so that you will have what rightfully belongs to you. Thank you and nice interacting with you.
Thank you so much. And I must also tell you that you can call us up and report anything. We work with both budget and the ICPC. We will get whatever message you are passing across. Our phone line for you to always make any complaint is 09022 656167 090226167. This number is for Primo. And finally, sir, in 30 seconds, Mr. Shehu Yaya, for ICPC, for people who may want to report infraction or any anomaly in their community, are there phone numbers that they can call directly and tell ICPC?
Or they can go to the ICPC website. All our handles are there, numbers and everything. You go to www.icpc.gov.ng. You'll see all the numbers, the toll-free lines, the social media lines, handles, and everything. All the information you need to contact the ICPC is on that website.
I'm very sure that I'm aware that your handle, your X account is ICPC Nigeria. So I think I'm also telling people they can do that. They can get to ICPC official handle and drop any message for them. You can get to official Primo and do that. You can also search budget. We are working for the same purpose, for the greater good and general good. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, for joining me on today's program. And we have come to the end of this special town hall meeting on the impact of constituency projects and the need for community ownership and sustainability of the constituency projects. Be rest assured that we will inform you in due time when we have another town hall meeting. We appreciate our guests, Honorable Michael Gambo Anzaku, Special Assistant to Honorable John Ove, member representing Kefi East Constituency at the National Nasarawa State House of Assembly. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, we appreciate Shehu Yaya, FSI, Acting Director at the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you
being
very
here.
much. Pleasure has been mine.
All right. We also thank Honorable Nasiru Yaya, who is from Kefi here. Thank you so much for bringing your experience into the program. And not forgetting our only princess, Sarah Musa, representative of Budget in Nasarawa State.
Thank you, sir. Nice having you.
If you have a message for us or you want to react to what you've heard on this program, please reach us on 090226561, and that is 09022656167. Let me take it again, 09022656167. Please visit the news page of our website, primognews.org. That is primognews.org. For all the details of our reports and interviews, visit our website www.primog.org to get all the information about Primog. This radio town hall meeting on constituency projects, sustainability and community ownership has the support of the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. Get more information about the foundation on its website, macfound.org. Many thanks to the Primog team for their wonderful work. The executive producer of this town hall meeting is Ohiria Abonseremi. Don't forget that constituency projects are executed with the government's money, which is your money. So get involved. Follow it up and protect constituency projects from undue harm. I am Chidozie Ogbonnaya. God bless Nigeria.